Welcome back to Buzzed Builds, where we build it, break it, and improve it one buzz at a time. First, I'd like to apologize. It's taken me a lot longer to get some of these videos out. I ended up getting sick in the last couple of weeks, and then also work. They're back trying to kill me again, but that's all right. We'll get through it all. Today's episode, we're going to work on the Mini a little bit more. The goal here was to try to see if we could get the transmission errors to clear and get it working, and also do an inspection on the Mini. So we're going to take it through the week, do a little bit of work on the Mini. We have a little another side quest or two that we go on with a different auto. So all right, let's get after it. All right, so we start by having to move junk around the garage. Is that that's the reason why we're trying to make room in the lower part, and then you'll also see a little bit later in the film we make a little bit more room. But we're gonna get the tires off here, do a inspection, and honestly, with these European cars, I hate the actual bolts that hold the tire on. I like the studs and the lug nuts. The bolt thing's kind of new to me. I haven't had too many European cars. So now we're going to do a little inspection of the suspension parts. As you can see, it is rusty. I was surprised actually at how rusty the undercarriage or the suspension portion of this was. I expected the brakes, the rotors to be a little rusty because it hasn't moved in a while. But I was not prepared for how much rust was underneath this. And also all of the suspension bushings look like they are completely dried out and need to be replaced. So brake pads, those look great. So maybe we can get away with not doing a brake job on this for a little while. That is something I'd love to do in the future, but right now we'll concentrate on the parts that actually need it. So this is the rear portion, rusty. We'll move to the front. Not much different in the front. Is that the brakes look great, plenty of pad life left. Again, the rotor's very rusty. However, the suspension part of this was just lots of surface rust. I would love to be able to get this in and actually into a blast cabinet and then paint all those parts. Also, the shocks, the struts, I guess, actually they do kind of look a little blown out. I did see some oil on them, but the rest of the car actually looks like fairly well maintained outside of the suspension portions. All right, so we're actually moving. We moved underneath the car here. I have a couple cameras that I use. One of them has a gimbal on it, and I'm still kind of learning how to manipulate the gimbal. While you're old fat guy laying down after a couple of brews, it takes a little bit to actually be able to aim this and get it focused right. But looking at the frame and the actual body part, panels and everything, is that the rust isn't that bad. Maybe it's something to do with the place of manufacture of the metal over there in England or Germany. But like I said, the suspension was all that was that rusty. These are, or at least they look like the original struts that are in the vehicle. They all have the factory stickers on them. So I guess unless they were replaced with factory originals, that they are factory. Honestly, not sure what we're looking at here. something under the car anyway. But we'll try to move forward a little bit. And about this time is when I get to thinking, man, instead of bringing the camera, I should have brought something a little more tasteful with me. And there we have it right there. I spot it. Should probably take a break and have a drink, but we'll keep on with the underneath. So here we decide to, as part of our troubleshooting plan for the transmission, is that we wanted to check the level of the transmission fluid as well as the condition of it. So we were on these minis, is that you can take the drain plug out, and technically is that you can take just the plug itself out without actually losing any of the fluid to check the level. Is that there isn't a dipstick on this, so you pull the drain plug out, and depending on how much comes out, is it only comes out of an overflow tube, so you can't technically drain everything from it. So we're taking out just the drain plug, and if there's any extra, is it'll come out like you just saw there. Such just a small amount was coming out, it should be all right as far as the level is concerned. We also looked at the condition of the oil and kind of smelled it, make sure it wasn't burnt smell, and then put the plug back in. It may be a little bit over full, but over is probably better than a little over is probably better than under at this point. So we go ahead and get that tightened back up. Is so we know it's not the actual level of the fluid that is the problem. So depending on what we're able to do elsewhere, we still might be able to do a fluid change as well as change the filter on it, and maybe that'll up it. Here we're looking at, since we were getting ABS issues on the left side, is said that there was no sensor, is that we start going to replace the sensor here, is that we use a T25 wrench to get the screw out for the ABS sensor on the front left, and then starts the trouble that we ran into of that sensor is I would say rusted in there, but it's a plastic part, but it's not wanting to move whatsoever. We try everything with a screwdriver, try to get a pair of pliers in there. That thing is not budging whatsoever. And then we actually end up busting. We were just going to take it out and try to clean it off and see if that fixed it. However, we end up busting the tab off where the screw goes through. And at that point, we decide to kind of back away a little bit and see what else we could do. All right, so we move to the rear wing, or spoiler, I guess is what it's called, was loose on this. So we ended up just going to the local hardware store, buying a new bolt and getting that bolted up. So here's side mission number one, where we're helping to get the second part of the garage cleaned up so you can move some of that junk around and have more room to film and actually do the work on that. I told you on the last video where this under portion of the garage, before those doors were put up, the chickens would get in there and roost, and if you have chickens, you know they love getting in the dirt and track it everywhere. So basically we just moved everything out, cleaned it up, and then we're going to install some shelving there, and then we'll see what else we can do in there. Maybe that's where we'll work on some small engine stuff, or something of that type of equipment. Honestly, I've never seen that much dirt on the inside. It was probably 15 or 20 pounds of dirt. Here you see the shelving that we're putting in. More to follow on that. We're going to help develop this a little bit more and try to get that going. And then side mission number 2 is that we end up doing a oil change on a Chevy Blazer that we have. I don't know if you have any experience with Chevy Blazers, but as far as oil changes, these are probably the most easy vehicles to work on. Back to the ABS sensor on the Mini is in order to get this out, we decided to go ahead and we're going to pull the rotor off and that dust shield and see if we can get some pliers on that to help bust it loose and get it out of there. So here we're going to start taking it apart. We're taking off the bolts that hold the caliper to the bracket, and unfortunately, looking over the shoulder here, it's hard to see what's going on. But we're still on the caliper bolts there. I'm lucky enough to have a couple of sons that can help me with this kind of stuff, and that way that we can get this going. However, I might have trouble getting the work done now, but unfortunately, they still need my brain power every once in a while. Tell them how to get these things done, and some pearls of wisdom of how to do things better. Case in point, coming up, once we get this caliper off, or get the bolts out of the caliper, then we're going to start getting the caliper off. They didn't realize that the caliper has a bracket, and so here you can see he's prying on the bracket until we let him know that not to pry on the bracket, but actually on the caliper. Once we did that, the caliper swung off instantly. It wasn't frozen on there. Let him go a little bit, so that way you learn a lesson. I wish I could tell you how long it took him until he figured it out, but again, that learning curve, it's a lot better to learn on your own. All right, so I stepped in there and showed him how to actually take the caliper off. Now explaining to him how we're going to get the caliper bracket off there. And we get those 2 bolts out and the bracket itself comes out. Is while the bolts are rusty, the outsides of them, is that they're actually not rusty on the inside, which is a little different. Normally when there's rust all the way through, but these a little bit different. And then here we're learning that it has that I think it's a T25 bolt that's on the rotor itself that you need to take out, that holds the rotor in place. I think I read somewhere where it's only for the factory to do that, but on any other thing I have, we always put that back in also. So whoever did the brakes on it last time did that as well. Probably a good idea. I don't know. Thank God for power tools. Makes everything a lot easier. Us old timers that remember when air tools were kind of a big thing. But the average homeowner didn't have them. Now we have all the power tools to get this off. And so here we're looking at this dust shield. Is that there are, if I remember right, 4 bolts on this. They're T25s. However, they're in there in such a way that we couldn't get a wrench on there. So we were able to get one long-handled T25, the T-wrench on there, and it was able to get those, get two of them out. However, the last, there was four. We got two of them out, but the last two is that we end up having to cut into the tops to get a flathead screwdriver on, and then get them out with a screwdriver. This last one, though, so we destroyed the bolts to get them out. But this last one that you could see almost in the center of the screen there is I was almost to the point where I was going to have to grind the head off that one just to get it off. Luckily, I took one more spin with the cutoff tool, and I was able to get down in such a way that it was able to. We were able to get that off. So. Alright, here you see we got that dust shield off. Now we have access to the ABS sensor, but as you are probably looking and questioning, where'd the ABS sensor go? Well, this wasn't on camera, but we instantly tried to get a pair of pliers on there, and the entire ABS sensor snapped off. With the sensor itself still in the hole, but the very top of it snapped off. So now we're going to be looking at trying to get that bearing assembly off and take a punch to punch this thing through. Again, with it being plastic, I know it's not rusted in there, but I think it's because of the rust of why it's stuck, and we won't be able to get it. So we tried to get that bearing assembly off, and the very first one, very first bolt, there was four of them, is that we tried to put it on, and the bolt just completely snapped out of there. So at this time, we kind of made the decision to go ahead and put this back together so we can do a little bit more work in the garage, make that room that we need, so we can complete this job, do a little bit better job at filming everything. So yeah, we're going to put it back together. We're going to get it out of there. We're going to get the garage cleaned up. Meanwhile, we're purchasing the parts just to go ahead and redo the whole front suspension while we're messing with this ABS sensor. All right, folks, you see that Mini. It ain't going down without a fight, but that's all right. It's a 10 rounder. So we'll get back after it, and hopefully here in the next weeks we'll get some parts ordered. We're going to go ahead and just replace the entire front suspension since it's all rusted out, and all the bolts are breaking and snapping. And so we'll go ahead and get that, and then we'll move forward trying to see if we can clear the errors on that transmission. All right, till next time, stay buzzed.